So what is a scriptural or theological issue that has been a stumbling block for me personally in my life? That's the question I've been asked, and I'm happy to answer it because I'm not embarrassed about the untidiness of Christianity or the untidiness of Christian theology or the untidiness of the Bible, because frankly life is untidy and our perception of reality is untidy, so it's hard to put all these things together in a way that fits perfectly and everything's fine. That there's no challenges or questions. And I have my theological discomfort with a number of things, but I'll tell you the thing that troubles me the most. It's what is often called a total depravity, misunderstood I think by a lot of people, but it is the classical Christian view, and so this is not just parochial to say Reformed theology or Calvinist, but the idea that human beings are lost without Christ. That they are born into a condition, really, and this is the heart of it. They are born into a condition of guilt and fallenness and rebellion under God's wrath, spiritually dead, for which they are responsible. Now, I think that's hard. I think that's orthodoxy. I think it's clearly taught in the Bible, and all Christian traditions hold to this notion that are within the pale of orthodoxy, that there is original sin, that we are born into rebellion and sin, as Paul put it in Ephesians, speaking here of the Gentiles, but it would apply to all races, ultimately, that are without God and without hope in the world. And this is a hard thing, because it's like no individual person starts like Adam and Eve started. That is, in a sense, completely neutral. Not since then have they started that way. It is not possible for them not to sin. Where that wasn't the case with Adam and Eve. In the beginning, it was possible for them not to sin. It is not possible for us, since we are born after Adam's kind, and we are born in his image, as it were. We have to be rescued from that problem. I would be much more comfortable with the idea that everybody had their own opportunity for their own fall. That makes more sense to me, but I don't think it's true. And I defend the classical view because I think it is true, because it's coming from a source that can be trusted, from God himself. And this is a case where my own sensibilities, I think, have to take a backseat to what seems to be the very, very clear revelation of God about the nature of humanity. And even if I don't like it, like eternal hell is another one that's difficult for me, because I don't like those things, does not influence my judgment about whether they're true. If the scripture is reliable and it speaks clearly on these things, then my own judgment has to take a backseat to God's judgment. But there are two issues, quickly, that I struggle with personally, and are, if you will, a stumbling block for me. But I want you to note that my approach is to take counsel from my doubts. I have reasons for wondering, but then to weigh those against the authority that is contrary to my view. And if I'm reading the book accurately and the book is really from God, then whatever concerns I have to take a backseat to that. First things first, and that would be God and his word.